Bollywood spy thriller Durandar The Revenge continues to shatter box office every day. However, the movie has been getting mixed reactions, with many dubbing it as a propaganda film. Now, in that backdrop, India's top lawyer Mahesh Jethmalani has come out in support of the movie. He called out the hate club and said that India has right to tell its story. In fact, in a social media post, he has made this claim that no one questions Bollywood when it comes to apologizing for making cinema out of American military power. But when it comes to India, India is always questioned, but it has the right to tell its own stories. Let me take you through what he has posted on social media. This is Mahesh Jethmalani, India's top lawyer. He said, no one asks Hollywood to apologize for making cinema out of American military power. No one says the US should stop filming covert operation, military retaliation, enemy hunts, national revenge because it may hurt somebody's feeling. In America, that is not seen as shameful. It is seen as storytelling, state confidence and cultural projection. The Hurt Locker won the Best Picture and Best Director at Oscar. Zero Dark 30 turned The Hunt for Osama bin Laden into a major Oscar-nominated movie and won for the sound editing as well. Argo made a CIA rescue operation from Iran into the Best Picture. American Sniper, Munich, Operation Finale. It is a full-blown civilizational habit. The West narrates its war, its spies, the grief, the revenge, its moral justification again and again until they become part of the popular imagination. The UK has done the same in its own idiom. In fact, the Imitation Game, The Darkest Hour, To the Night Manager, they have been critically awarded and mainstreamed as far as these movies are concerned. Then he also goes on to say that Israel, when it comes to Israel, they have also arguably gone even further. It built globally consumed television around the counter-terror, undercover units, Mossad operation and enemy territory as well. So let us be honest, the world's major power do not hesitate to put their military, intelligence, trauma, retaliation on screen. They understand that cinema is not just entertainment, it is a narrative power, which is why the sudden moral panic when India does something similar to is revealing. The problem is not that such movies exist. The problem is for a certain class is that India is finally starting to speak in a language every serious nation has spoken for decades. He's talking about Durandar right here. He goes on to say that when Indian film like Durandar enters the space, the same people who happily consume American, British, Israeli, European state narratives suddenly become moral philosophers. Now they worry about the human rights, they worry about the nuance of the movie. Now they worry also about whether India should be allowed to be so blunt about enemies who have actually spilled Indian blood. So this is his stand as far as the movie is concerned. But when it comes to US, UK, European countries and also Israel that he has mentioned, people consume those movies, but when it comes to the Indian movies that talk about that narrative, about the revenge, about the counter-terrorism intelligence as well, that is questioned, and that is what, in fact, Mahesh Jethmalani, India's top lawyer, has raised in a social media post. On that, let me go across to my colleague Nilesh, who's been tracking all the details. Nilesh, I took our view through the social media post of India's top lawyer, Mahesh Jethmalani. He has come out in support of the movie. On one hand, there are several of the political leaders, including AIMIM, Samajwadi Party and other leaders as well, calling this movie a propaganda movie. On the other hand, a counter has come in from Jethmalani. He has called out the hate club and said that India has a right to tell its own stories, just like the United States, Israel, UK and other countries as well. Take us through the details.
Well, yes, Akanksha, this is coming as an important statement from the top lawyer of a country, of a nation who practices into Supreme Court of India. Now, remember, it is Bollywood industry and it has been for long used to build narratives and propaganda. But this time, the picture is different. The picture that is Durandar has presented various facts, the documented facts before the audience, something that is also being loved by the audience, and which is why it is happening to be one of biggest box office collection that is being recorded on day 4 as well. Since day 3, it has been more than 400 crore that the Durandar 2 has achieved, and it is being loved by the audience, and that is one aspect that is being put forth into this particular tweet, stating that how Bollywood is now finally recognizing the soft power of Bollywood.
Absolutely.
And it is somewhat to present the fact before the world to somewhat give respect and tribute to our warriors, our silent warriors that are busy protecting
Absolutely.
the
So
nation.
on one hand, in fact, the movie continues to shatter the box office every single day. The movie has gotten mixed reaction with many dubbing and political leaders calling this a propaganda movie, but a counter and very strong one that has come in from India's top lawyer, who has called out the hate club as far as the movie is concerned. Thank you so much, Nilesh, for getting us all those details. With this, a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.